BMW 7 Series is meant to be the best BMW ever made. BMW likes to call it the best car in the world. The all-electric BMW i7 is an incredibly luxurious and comfortable EV with some high-tech features. The first generation of the BMW 7 Series came out in 1977, and each generation has made the car more sophisticated. It is still only available as a salon car, and BMW is only making it available with a long wheelbase for the 7th generation. That shows how much BMW wants to do with this car. The BMW i7 aims to be the best of the best from BMW. It has everything you'd expect from a 7 Series car, but the powertrain isn't compromised. That means you get your luxury and the electric experience. Definitely, this is one of the best things you can do as a backseat passenger in an electric car. You can lay back, relax, and watch your private cinema. But you can also enjoy driving a BMW i7. Since it has a lot of power and a lot of range, it loves to be driven with purpose through those bends. This is something tempered by a design that is maybe a little more traditional on the outside, and the tech experience inside takes some time to master because it has so much to offer and isn't always easy to find. What's interesting is that BMW is approaching the Mercedes S-Class in a slightly different way. Even though space, performance, and price are very similar between these two cars, they feel very different. Whether you choose an electric or a gas-powered car, BMW wants to give you the full 7 Series experience. Some car companies try to make drivers happy by giving them what they want. It's pretty much the same as the gas-powered 7 Series models, unlike the Mercedes EQS and S-Class, which would be its main competitors. When you get close to the BMW i7, it's hard to tell which model it might be. The shape of the 7 Series has mostly stayed the same. It still has a distinctive roofline that some might find more square than what we're used to seeing on electric salons that put aerodynamics above all else. It's still a big car, but it looks good on the road, which is a plus. The front kidney grille is the one thing that is a little small. While the BMW iX and BMW i4 pushed this design to its limits, the i7 seems to have toned it down a bit, which makes it look more balanced. The lights are split, with the daytime running lights, which use Swarovski crystals, at the top, and the real headlights, which are separate and slightly recessed, at the bottom. This split design makes us think of how Rolls-Royce makes its cars. Not only that, but BMW also seems to be taking ideas from Rolls-Royce, like the two-tone colors, coach lines, and power doors. This is the first BMW with self-opening and closing doors. Overall, this design is pretty traditional, giving the impression that BMW was aware of its history when designing the outside of this model and resisted the urge to make it too sleek. Even though this design isn't as futuristic as others, it does make a statement. In a car like the BMW 7 Series, the people in the back are just as important as those in the front. So it makes more sense that there is a lot of space because the wheelbase is so long. It gives people in the second row a lot of space so they can really sit back and relax. The rear seats of the BMW 7 Series are more luxurious than those of the Mercedes EQS. This is where BMW has added a lot of technology, like touch controls on the doors and a movie screen, which we'll discuss later. Back to those power doors, the outside of the car has extra sensors along the side and on the mirrors to keep you from opening the door into cyclists or high curbs. When you get close to the car, you can press the button on the door handle to open the door for you while you step back. The driver can also power close the doors from the touchscreen in the middle of the car, while the passengers can use buttons inside to open the door normally or with power. You can even use your voice to open the doors. However, you can't use the power to open them while the car is moving. The theater screen is the best part of the interior of a BMW. This 31.3-inch 8K display lowers from the ceiling to make a giant screen so that people in the back can watch movies while being driven. It costs around $5,000. It runs on Amazon's Fire TV platform, so when the car is connected to mobile networks, you'll be able to stream content from all the supported services like Netflix, Disney+, and of course, Amazon Prime Video. The screen is wide but not too tall, so it's hard to find content that naturally fits the 32:9 aspect ratio, but it's easy to zoom in on content to make better use of the screen. When you sit in a BMW 7 Series driver's seat, there isn't much difference between the i7 and the other models. It looks and feels the same because BMW wants consistency no matter what engine is in the car. It's still a serious driver's car, and this one has the curved display that first appeared in the BMW iX. It shows all the digital information on a single screen that goes from behind the steering wheel to the middle of the car. This is helped by augmented reality navigation, which can show you where you're supposed to be going by putting directions on top of a live camera feed. This curved display has a 12.3-inch screen for the driver and a 14.9-inch screen in the middle that runs the BMW operating system 8.0. The heads-up display is very important here because it lets the driver keep their eyes on the road instead of always looking at the bigger screen. This HUD is big and full of information, so it's very helpful. Also, this is important because the BMW i7 moves to a new level of driver assistance, which we can call Level 2+. This lets you drive without using your hands in places where it's legal to do so, like the US right now. This brings the BMW 7 Series closer to being able to drive itself. We're all getting used to the benefits of adaptive cruise controls with steering assistance, but this seems like the next step. For many, you'll have to keep an eye on the local rules and keep your hands on the wheel until those rules change. To turn on the system, press the buttons on the steering wheel controls to engage Assist Plus. Green lights will show that it is working. There's never been a more relaxing way to drive on the highway, but you can still hold onto the wheel. We hope that a lot of people will buy this car because it's also fun to drive. As with any car, you'll care most about the range and how well it drives. The BMW i7 has a 101.7 kilowatt battery, which is a big battery by industry standards. Importantly, this battery is made with green energy and can handle charging rates of up to 195 kilowatts. That will let you get 112 miles on a charger in about 10 minutes. BMW says that a full charge will get you between 360 and 387 miles. The actual range you will get depends on many things, such as how you drive, the weather, and how often you need to use the air conditioner. There is plenty of power though. A 190 kilowatt motor on the front and a 230 kilowatt motor on the back add up to 400 kilowatts, which is about 544 horsepower. There's 745 newton meters of torque, and the car can go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds. If you want to go faster, you'll have to wait for the i7 xDrive M70 version, which boosts the power to 600 horsepower and decreases the acceleration time to under 4 seconds. This isn't about going as fast as you can. The BMW i7 is a dream to drive on open roads. The only difference between 7 Series with a gas engine BMW i7 is the sound of the exhaust, but what really stands out about the i7 is how it drives. This is a big car, but it loves to be driven, and it's just as good on curves as it is on the highway. The BMW i7 leaves us with this big impression. It feels like a great car to drive. The 7 Series is BMW's most expensive car, and the i7 has a fully electric drivetrain so that you can get all the benefits of the 7 plus all the benefits of electric cars. This car is easy to drive and has all the latest technology to get you to your destination as comfortably as possible. The outside has a bold but traditional design, and the inside has space to relax and unique features for people in the back, like the theater screen. There's a lot of elegance, but the controls that go through that display could be better set up. So that's it for today. What do you think about the BMW i7? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.